A real philosophy for living. It doesn't always come from some dusty old book. Sometimes you find it laid out plain and simple in the lines of a song. And today, we're going to unpack one of those. A hard-earned, kind of stoic look at what it really means to live a life, mistakes and all.
Right here, this single line, this is the bedrock of everything we're about to talk about. Just think of it like a final verdict, delivered after a long, hard road. It's this idea that the journey itself, even the parts that end with you flat on your back, well, they have this unshakable value. But to really get that verdict, you first have to review the evidence.
So before we can just accept that conclusion, we've got to audit the books, right? This is the ledger of experience, a completely unvarnished look at a life lived, with absolutely nothing left out.
And this ledger, it's brutally honest. On one side, you got the highs, the good time drunk, that wild, reckless joy. But every single entry has its counterbalance. On the other side, you've got the bad time sober, that cold clarity that always follows, those moments you have to face with no buffer at all. See, the whole philosophy isn't about picking one over the other. It's about owning the fact that they're both just inseparable parts of the exact same life.
This honesty, it carries over to our choices. Sometimes you're headstrong right. You push forward with a conviction that absolutely pays off. But that same stubbornness, that refusal to back down, that can also lead you to being dead and wrong. It's a really stark reminder that our greatest strengths and our deepest flaws, they're often just two sides of the same coin. The ledger accounts for both.
And this isn't some story about just sitting back and watching life happen. No, this is a story of constant effort. A life spent in an active struggle, just gripping tight, trying like hell to stay on the ride. That tension, that strain right before the fall that is coming, that's where the value is really forged. It's the trying that matters.
Okay, so if that's the ledger, how do we even begin to balance the books? Well, we can try to reframe it. Think of it like an economy, the currency of the journey, where every cost has a value, and every single experience pays for the one that comes next.
And here's exactly how that currency works. It's not just a list, it's a chain of value. The falls, the failures, they pay for the smiles. You really can't have genuine joy without taking that risk. And that smile, in turn, is worth the tears, because it means something mattered enough to you to cry over it. And those tears, they're worth the miles you traveled on your journey. And those miles, they're worth the pain, because let's face it, a journey without any resistance is just standing still. Each step is just the currency for the next one. And that's the final accounting. When you add up every single transaction, every fall, every smile, every tear, every mile, and all the pain, the sum total is simple. It's worth it. All of it.
All right, we've seen the ledger, we understand the currency. So now we arrive at the final verdict. This is the moment where a whole collection of experiences starts to solidify into a firm, unwavering conclusion.
This might be the most powerful statement of them all. It's a complete rejection of regret. You can look back and see every single mistake, every wrong turn, clear as day. But the statement here is that even with that perfect hindsight, the choice would be the same. The experience itself was so valuable that you wouldn't trade it, not even to avoid the pain. You'd get right back on that ride.
And here, the whole philosophy gets distilled down to its purest form. All of it, the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, it all just adds up. There's such a profound acceptance in this line. It's not resignation, it's a calm, stoic embrace of the entire thing.
So the equation gets clearer, doesn't it? If everything that happens is worth this life, then that means life itself is defined by the ride. The value isn't some prize you get at the end. The value is the process. The journey, the movement, the striving, that's where all the worth is found.
And so we land full circle, right back where we started. But now this line carries the weight of everything we've just unpacked. It's not just a nice saying anymore, it's a proven conclusion. The journey is so valuable, it justifies the fall. The experience of living is worth the certainty of getting it wrong.
So the real question isn't just about understanding this philosophy, it's about applying it. I want you to take a look at your own ledger. What have you paid and what have you gained? In your final accounting, what makes your ride worth the fall?